Welcome to the Investing Podcast, presented by Tusk Media. Now, for your early morning look at financial news and activity in audio and video form, here's the Morning Market Mimosa.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Investing Podcast presented by Tusk Media. It's Tuesday, June 28th, 2016. This is your Morning Market Mimosa, but we're sticking with coffee, at least to get things started, because we got another mug in. We've told you before, if you send us a mug, we will use it on air. And yesterday, our stuff was downloaded by almost 1,400 people. So big day for the podcast. We're pleased with that. And hopefully we have another big day because we got a mug to promote. C.W. Matthews Contracting Company. If you or a loved one needs a road paved, get in touch with C.W. Matthews Contracting. They'll pave that road for you. They're trying to pave the planet, folks. Nobody does it better. C.W. Matthews Contracting Company. Thanks for the mug. Got a little duotone action here, logo. Keeps the coffee warm. That's the most important part of this. So cheers to you guys. Happy morning. And it's a happy morning indeed because we have futures that are positive for the first time in quite a while. Last week we had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of solid growth, but then we really bled out on Friday and into Monday because of the Brexit vote. But right now we've got futures that are in the green, so that's good news. Dow futures are up 1.02%, so a little more than 1%. S&P up a little bit less than that, 0.94%. NASDAQ up 0.99%. So we are looking solid, which is good news. The real story here is that we're actually seeing a little bit of a rebound over in Britain. The FTSE, the FTSE, as I call it, is up 2.4%. That's kind of their core 100 index of British companies. So it's up almost 2.5% today in trading, which is great news. I don't know that that necessarily signals a bottom for this Brexit fallout and the hangover that we've been talking about, but it definitely at least shows some degree of optimism. Now, that optimism, we're not quite sure if it's rooted in, hey, we can get through this as it currently stands, or if it's rooted in kind of the chaos, because there's a lot of people that want a complete total do-over. And it's completely bizarre to me, but apparently in England, petitions are actually recognized by Parliament. I saw this and I thought it was one of those, I think it's like change.org does all those stupid petitions where you can petition pretty much anything you want. I thought it was one of those, but it's actually a real petition. And if Parliament gets more than 100,000 signatures on any issue, they will, quote, consider it. So there's a petition going out basically to redo this vote and to say, hey, there wasn't a 60% majority for the Brexit, so we need to reconsider this whole thing. They needed 100,000 votes to get Parliament consideration. They're at probably right at 4 million right now. I looked at it earlier this morning. It's like 3.94 million signatures. For context, the winning side of the vote last week had about 16 million. So we're seeing pretty solid turnout there. Probably 10 to 12% of people that actually voted last week are now saying, hey, we want a do-over. Most of those people are probably on the losing side, but you may also have some on the winning side. But a do-over, I think, is just an absolute disaster for the UK. A couple reasons for that. Number one, we're already seeing one of the reasons why Britain wanted to leave the European Union play out. And one of those reasons was, hey, we're kind of tired of carrying the load for smaller economies, smaller nations. Already Italy, in wake of the Brexit fallout. So business day Friday, business day Monday. So 2 business days after the Brexit vote, Italy is considering a capital injection to save its own banking system because of this fallout. I mean, it's absolutely absurd when you think about it. Britain leaves the union and all of a sudden Italy says, you know what, we can't make it. It's not going to work. I joked on Twitter last night on the Tusk Media Twitter account, at Tusk Media LLC, that this was the equivalent of a college student saying, hey, my friend of a friend got in a car accident, so I can't make it to the midterm. It's kind of ridiculous. Another example I will use is this is England being an NFL player that's used to working out with middle school players in the weight room. He gets to an NFL locker room and weight room for some reason and says, I don't see anybody I recognize around here. I can't go on. I won't get stronger. The reality is, no, you're used to this Italy setup. You're used to having these smaller economies around you. You're used to propping them out, helping them out, but they're not benefiting you very much. You're going to be just fine, swallow it up, suck it up like a big boy. So that's one of the big issues. Another big issue, obviously, that's certainly being talked mostly about here over in the U.S. is immigration, because this is viewed as kind of a racist move, an anti-immigration move. And it's easy to kind of understand some of the sympathy with that because the United States is allegedly a nation of immigrants, but in reality, immigration population in the U.S. is about 13% of the country's population, so that's a little bit less than 1/7. It's kind of like me saying, hey, every day is Saturday. I would love every day to be Saturday, but that's not really a reality. And if you want to go back and look at kind of generationally, yes, we all came from somewhere. And so this is a nation of immigration. But if we're going to go by that standard, it's kind of like, well, we're also all musket owners, and I'm recording this video with candlelight. Doesn't really make sense to go that far back. So I think Britain's making a big mistake to really reconsider things. I think they're right to want to control their own borders. Certainly not saying lock them down, but they should have oversight over that more so than an entire union. Secondly, I think they're right to want to support their own economy and their own economy only. So I think it's a really bad time all of a sudden for the British people to feel like, hey, we don't know everything. I mean, that's kind of what you think of with British people. They know everything. Now all of a sudden they're saying, you know what? Biggest vote in history. We might have gotten it wrong. I'm not buying it. Y'all have a great day. We'll be back in a little bit. We will talk to you at the Stock Market Power Lunch.
Tusk Media is a subsidiary of Narwhal Capital Management. Ratings and reviews of Tusk Media content are not to be construed as endorsements of opinions, analysis, or services offered by Tusk or its parent company. The opinions and predictions shared here are professional beliefs at the time of publication. We are not under duress from any of the corporate entities mentioned. This is not a solicitation to take any particular action. Although we are investment advisors, this information should not be considered investment, legal, or tax advice. We strive to be as impartial, insightful, and accurate as possible. We base our opinions, analysis, and calculations on information we believe to be reliable, but we cannot guarantee its accuracy. We can, however, guarantee that our opinions will sometimes be flat out wrong due to a variety of factors. Employees and clients of Narwhal Capital Management may or may not hold positions in the securities detailed and may or may not hold these positions in the future. A full list of all securities purchased, sold, or held during the 12 months preceding the date of this publication can be provided upon request. Unless otherwise noted, all data accessed via MarketWatch or the Bloomberg terminal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. A copy of Narwhal's Form ADV is available at the SEC's website, www.advisorinfo.sec.gov, or from Narwhal upon written request.